Hi humans, and welcome to the Unleash and Unveil community. Today I'm breaking down the top 10 pieces of content that every successful launch should have. Before I break down the top 10 posts, I really want to give you the backstory of where I got this, because I didn't make it up. This comes from buyer psychology. I actually studied the 11 lenses on how people make an informed decision. And I realized that when I did these 4 things, all of my content started to convert into paying clients. And not only did it work for my account, it also worked for my students. Which, by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Ruiz. I'm a spiritual business mentor, and I help online entrepreneurs start and scale their business. And so as I started to do this, I started to realize that there are 4 main buyers that always convert. One of them is the type of buyer that needs social proof. And this is the buyer that they're looking for your testimonials. They're probably on Amazon, opening up all of the different reviews before they make a decision. Well, they're doing that on your brand. So how are you helping them make that decision? Then too, I started to realize that there's this emotional buyer. And unless they feel like they know you or your backstory or your big why, it's very hard for them to make that decision. Then we have our last call queens. These are the people like me who wait till the last minute, okay? They wait until they get that alert that there's one item left of their favorite sweater, and then they make their purchasing decision. Then also this fast action buyer. This is somebody who's very intuitive. They know what they want. They know that they're going to make a decision fast, but they want to be rewarded. They want a discount. And so they want bonuses. And so how are you speaking to that ideal client? And the last type of client is people who want to know everything that the program has. And this is all the features and how long it is and when it starts. That's an important piece for that type of buyer. Now let's start to analyze the top 10 pieces of content that I've chosen. So content number 1 is features and carousel. I specifically love when I see a brand have a lot of information about the product, where it's not like all of this information that you're reading in a caption, but that they can really just see very clearly that, oh, this is 6 months, or, oh, this starts, September 10th. There's a lot of information. They know who it's for. They know who it's not for. This is all very important to a logical buyer. And a logical buyer is going to be motivated by their eyes and what they see. They want things that are tangible. And so if you create a carousel around a lot of that information, that's going to help that person make a decision. Content number 2, thought leadership. How can you create a piece of content, something that tells people you're not like every Joe Schmo? You have a polarizing opinion. You're not following the crowd. And I think this really speaks to your authority. And so a piece of content that I love to share here is something really spicy, something to grab people's attention. And so for me, because I help people on social media, I created something and a piece of content that said, stop trying to go viral. Because I started realizing that just because you go viral, that doesn't mean that is money in the bank. Followers don't equal clients necessarily if you're attracting them for the wrong reason. So make sure that this is a piece of content that you are scheduling inside of your launch. Content number 3, cross-pollinating is the most underrated piece of content ever. I think we come from this day and age that we just try to do everything ourselves, but nah, it's called social media for a reason. So I want you to bring out a piece of content that shows you going live with somebody, or shows you using the contributor feature on Instagram, or just shows you on TikTok appearing on somebody else's video. How can you cross-pollinate your audience? And maybe reach out to another creator and say, hey, I see that you are offering this offer and I'm offering that offer. I think it would be super valuable and meet in the middle if we taught both of our audience act. And so that way it's valuable to them. It's valuable to your audience. Your audience doesn't get bored by seeing you every single day. They get to see you collaborate with somebody else, because that's so beautiful. That's the whole point. And so making sure that you're bringing in a piece of content that cross-pollinates your audience is absolutely a game changer. Not only will your audience grow, but your visibility will grow. And the more you do that over time, it's going to be a complete snowball effect. Number 4, testimonials is absolutely almost required, okay? If you have an offer, you need to show people that you have receipts. And if you don't have any receipts because you haven't worked with any clients, here are my 2 suggestions. 1, you are your best receipt. So if you're teaching people meditation, do you meditate? Can you tell people about it? Can you tell them how it's helped you go from here to here? And if you haven't had any paid clients, can you go out into the market and do market research and maybe get people able to do this for free. Offer your services for free. Why not? Especially when you're in the beginning, because guess what? All you have is time. When you're not booked and busy and you don't have a lot of clients, all you have is your time. So in the beginning, when I just started my business for the first 6 months, I remember I would offer 2 or 3 free coaching calls every month. And guess what? I sharpened my skill. I got better. Those people eventually also became my clients, but that's not why I did it. I actually did it because I really wanted to get the testimonials and I wanted to get the practice. So the type of results that you have gotten other people. Number 5, the next piece of content is you actually announcing it. I can't tell you how often I see people bring an offer out into the market and I'm like, when did you announce this? Like, I missed it. And it was because they wrote it like in one line in this long ass caption. No, baby. It needs to be front and center. I need you to create a specific graphic or a reel or some kind of brand awareness that says we're open. Here is the date. Here is when it starts. And if you can bring your creativity to the mix, even better. Every time I relaunch the same program, it's not the same boring ass graphic. It's different. I may one time do a video. I may another time do like a movie trailer. Another time I may spice up a graphic. Like, make it interesting, please. Okay. Like, no boring branding. Boring branding is not going to bring you clients. You making sure that you're standing out among the crowd of so many other creators doing this is so important. Content number 6 is all about your glow up story. This is your testimony. How did you get to this position? Most people who have an offer or they have an idea or they have a service or they invented a product, whatever it is, it was because of need. And usually you probably created for yourself first. So how can you show people that you are walking people through that story? And guess what? Your emotional buyer is really gonna buy when they hear this story, because once they start to understand, like, wow, I can see myself in this person, they're going to be more connected to you emotionally, and that's gonna help them make the purchase. Piece of content number 7 is all about the impact. As you started to create your business and you show people that glow up story of you went from here to here, what's the impact that happened after that? How has this business, your offer, how has this changed your life? How does it change other people's lives? And storytell. This is where our storytelling gets to really be important. And so this type of content, I'd love to see a long caption. And again, you can put this in a video as well, but this is a type of content where I really want to see and hear what has happened and how is this beneficial to other people. Okay, I'll say it, humans. How is this a contribution to the planet? Can we say that? Because that's ultimately why people jump on different bandwagons. Think about cultures. Think about the culture that is created with iPhones, right? Oftentimes, you don't even need a new iPhone, but you go ahead and buy it. Why? Because you are entrenched in that culture. And so you really want to share that impact and you want to make sure that you're showing that on your social media. Piece of content number 8 is all about the countdown. This is for your last minute queen, okay? They need to know that there's 48 hours left. They need to know that there's 14 days left. They need to know this because, as you already know, they're waiting for the last minute. So how can you create something that's front and center? And this is something that I always tell all of my clients. If I go on your page, I go onto your social media and you have a business and I can't tell that you're launching something, you're missing the boat. If I go on and I can't tell that you're closing off this offer and that it's going to start tomorrow, you're missing it. This is an important piece of buyer psychology because it tells us that actually this is the biggest bucket. There are so many people that wait for the last minute. And if you don't share that, because I'll also say this, that you're probably afraid. You're probably afraid of being salesy. You're probably afraid of being too much. You're probably afraid and you think that they already saw it enough times, they'll get in. But again, if you really follow buyer psychology, this is the biggest bucket and you want to make sure that you're adhering to how this person buys. Give them the tools to make an informed decision. And if you're not letting them know that it ends today or in 24 hours and they need to make a decision now, then you miss that client. Piece of content number 9 is all about the backstory. Share with people the backstory of why you created what you created. And one of the best ways that I love to do this is in video. And again, this is going to check off that box for that emotional buyer. Once they know, like, holy crap, like, I didn't realize there's so much heart in this offer. It's going to make them want to buy it even more. And the backstory, if you're thinking, is different than the glow up story. The glow up story is really how you went from here to here. Your impact story is what happened after. The backstory can be very specific to the offer and your intention on why you created it. And so as I share this, it makes me think of Unleash and Unveil Your Soul Business. And so that's my 3-month program. And I've actually ran it already 10 times. And every time I always feel like there is just a different energy around it. But I always share with people my intention and how I was tired of being the only spiritual brown person in my own business containers, that I just went out and I created the need. And the need was first for myself. And then because of that, I was able to attract a different community. The last piece of content is number 10, and it's all about how are you handling objections. I'd love to see this in writing. Think about and put yourself in position of that person that's making this purchase, and just teleport yourself to what is it that they're telling themselves? Why are they not taking the leap now? What are they afraid of? What are they thinking? I can tell you right now that usually time and money is a thing that you're gonna always come up against in your business. And so how are you speaking about that in your content? How are you letting people know how you moved through it when you were them? That is how you handle those objections in your writing on your social media. All right, humans, if you like this video, consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. Every single Monday at 12 EST, I have a brand new video that comes out. Go with peace, go with God.